Hey y'all, it's Cornelia, and I'm about to tell my testimony. Trying try and get through it quickly so I can go and get me some breakfast because I have not eaten breakfast. And it's this breakfast brunch restaurant that I want to go to again. I went to yesterday and what I bought was so good. I'm gonna go again. I was giving such big back energy, but let's just continue. Anyway, let me get into it. So, for majority of my life, I've struggled with social anxiety, real bad social anxiety. The reasons being is because from the age of 7 to the age of 15, I was not in school, period. No public school, no homeschool, not even online school. And not only was I not in school, but my youngest sister Shanti wasn't either. But that's her business to tell. Why I was not in school? Well, I was in school before. Like I started school when I was 5, but when my mom tried to take me back when I was 7, they said I needed my physicals, and for whatever reason, I never got them. So I never went back to school. Don't ask me why, I don't know. But when I was like 9, my mom decided that 2 of us was going to go to school. Out of my 4 siblings, 2 of us was going to go to public school and 2 of us was going to be homeschooled. And me, my little brother, he was pretty much too young to go to school. So my sister Danisha, she was the only one that went to school. And me and my sister Shanti, we were homeschooled. But to be 100% honest, we were not legally homeschooled. We were out of school illegally. And my mom, she just got the little kindergarten books that you practice writing your ABCs and your numbers, and we just practice on those and we learn how to. But I just picked up whatever book in our house that I can read and just practice reading, including the Bible. I remember reading like up to Deuteronomy. Actually, no, just Genesis and Exodus. After that, that was it for me. I got bored once we got to Deuteronomy. And for whatever reason, I chose to read Revelation. And I understood that the world was going to end one day, and that scared me just like any other child. So, yeah, that was pretty much it. I ain't read no more Revelation after that throughout life. So I think maybe when I was like 10, my mom, she had got me these textbooks from our neighbor's house across the street. Okay, so though my mom said this and that and that and this, ultimately it was the decision of my mom and dad to not have me in school. I ain't trying to make them look bad or throw them under the bus. They are great parents. They made mistakes just like any other human being. And I ain't trying to, make them look like they're terrible or whatever. But the Lord's been telling me to put this out for months. And I've been having every excuse in the book. And I'm just trying to be obedient. So, Mother, Father, please don't be too mad at me. If you have a problem, take it up with him. The neighbors that was living across from us, I think they probably had got evicted because they left a whole lot of their stuff behind. And the boy left his textbooks. He was like in 9th grade. He left his textbooks there. So my mom, she got those textbooks and she gave them to me. And I learned from, I think it was world history, and it might be a little bit bright. Okay. But it was world history and physical science. And I fell in love with world history. I fell in love with ancient history. Me and my mom, we both love ancient history. Like, we'll watch ancient Egyptian videos and ancient Greek videos when I was younger. And she was pretty much my first history teacher, honestly. So because of her, I loved ancient history. And I was ahead of my class when I started 9th grade. Well, the second time, and I took world history. I was pretty much ahead of my class because I already knew a lot of the stuff we were learning. The physical science book, I ain't touched that. I ain't understand the thing, so I ain't touched that. And let's see, fast forward to summer 2014. There was this summer camp at this church like 2 blocks from our house, and my mom signed us up for it, and we went to the summer camp, and we had a good time. We had fun and whatever. I ain't talked to nobody. Nobody. Like, from the age of 15, from the age of 7. All right, but from the age of 7 to 15, that was 8 years not being in public school, and that honestly took a toll on my communication skills. Actually, I mean, I ain't really have anything. I didn't really have no communication skills to begin with, but it's like that pretty much pushed my shy quietness to social anxiety, because I was not around any kids in my own age to learn how to communicate with. Like, in our neighborhood where we lived at, there was no kids. None. Like, we'll have a child move across the street from us like every couple of years. They'll stay in the house for a year or 2, and then they'll move out, and it'll probably be like 3-4 years until another child move into the house across the street from us. But even then, like, we really even communicated with those kids because we were not in school. We was pretty much kept, me and my younger sister, we was pretty much kept in the house during school hours. And, excuse me, we was pretty much kept in the house during school hours, and we weren't allowed to go out until afterwards. So, like, yeah, we pretty much ain't have nobody but ourselves. Me and my 4 siblings, we ain't have nobody but ourselves. Well, yeah, for the most part, we ain't have nobody but ourselves to talk to, play with, talk to, whatever. So yeah, that affected me heavily. And 2014, so when we started summer camp at this church back in summer of 2014, I ain't talked to nobody. I just went there, went to the Bible studies, the youth church. We had lunch. They let us go outside in the back of the church to play or whatever. And yeah. And we had met this woman named Kathleen Grant that went to the church, and she invited us to start going to Sunday service. And that woman, she was an angel. Like, she helped my family out so much. Like, she basically took me and my siblings underneath her wing, and she cared for us. She looked after us like we were her own. And I remember she had gave us some clothes from the church, like hand-me-down clothes that people ain't want no more. And she had given me these 2 pair of Nikes. They were real nice. Like, they looked like they haven't even been used. So, and I remember she also had bought us a whole lot of groceries, because, I don't know, she just asked if we had any food at our house. And with us being kids and not knowing, not to be telling our business, we told her no. And she bought us some groceries, and she bought us some food to eat, and she just helped us out so much. It makes me emotional, a little emotional just to talk about her. And me and my siblings, we continued to go to that church, the Sunday services, up until January 2015. Well, actually, one of us stopped going. Only 3 of us continued to go. But in January 2015, we were supposed to get baptized at this church. But the week before we were supposed to get baptized, we wind up being taken from our parents and put into foster care. We had hard lives. We struggled. Okay, I know y'all tired of me pausing the video by now, but I just got some disclaimers. Our childhoods wasn't always hard, but 2012, our lives just went downhill for whatever reason. We don't know. And it was like that for 3 years. And I guess because it was so long, that's all I remember. Like, I don't remember anything. I don't remember nothing before 2012. Child, I don't even remember my birthdays before that. But just wanted to say that because I don't want nobody thinking our parents didn't take care of us. They definitely did. Life just got super hard for whatever reason. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you. We struggled when we were kids. Like, life was just hard. But we wind up being taken from our parents, put into foster care. And it seemed like it was the saddest day ever, for real. The saddest day ever. And I'm not gonna go into detail why. I'm gonna put out all the business. But we didn't even get to say goodbye to Miss Grant. That's what we called her, Miss Grant. The church, like, I know they were probably like, we missing 3 people. We supposed to have 3 more people supposed to get baptized. Where they at? Because they didn't even know we was gone. But I think my mom told us that Miss Grant had came by our house after we left, and she told her what happened. I don't remember if we had got back in contact or not with her. Honestly don't. But yeah, we was put into our first foster home with Miss Carla Gordon, our first foster mom. And for the first time in 8 years, I started school. I was put back in school. And can y'all imagine what that was like, child? I was a clueless duck, for real. I didn't know nothing. Like, I only went to kindergarten. Skipped all the rest of elementary. Never stepped foot in middle school. And then I started 9th grade. And I remember when we went to get our physical shots. And our social worker, she was like, all right, you'll be starting school next week. And I was like, wait, we are? It was that easy? All we needed was our physicals? Like, this was when I found out that was all I needed. Like, I ain't know for pretty much 8 years. I ain't know why I wasn't in school. So when she was like, all you needed was your physicals, I was like, wow, that is crazy. All that time I could have got my physicals, and you know what, never mind. But we was with Miss Carter for like a week, and then we was in school the following week. And like I said, I was clueless. Like, I didn't know nothing. And like, being in school, honestly, it felt like a whole new world to me. To this day, it's crazy to say that because being in school is normal. But for me, when I started school, it felt like a whole new world. And the most shocking thing to me about school is how disrespectful the kids were, child. Like, I'm telling you, I was like, these kids are disrespectful. My mama didn't raise me like that. And the kids, the boys was just out of this world. I'll never forget the day. But anyway, I'll never forget the day I was in class, in physical science class, and I had managed to make 2 friends in there. Even though I barely taught, I know it was just a hand of God. Even though I barely taught, God always sent me some friends. But I had made 2 friends in there. I remember one of them name was Kamora, because I continued to follow her on Instagram even after I left. Edward H. White High School. That was the high school I started going to back in spring of 2015. But anyway, there was the day we was in physical science class. We was taking notes, and this boy, 6'3" tall, came and he stood in front of us. And Kamora, she was like, "Can you sit down, please? Because we can't see the board." And dude turned around, and he was like, "Shut up before I shut my D down your throat." And my mouth dropped. And I looked at the teacher like, "I know you heard this." That man stayed glued to his computer screen. He didn't say nothing. Like, I could tell he was used to that. I was like, y'all, man, my mind was just blown with smithereens, child. Like, smithereens. And yeah, and let me tell y'all how clueless I was. I didn't even know how the grading system worked. So when we got our report cards, I was thinking that I did good. And my tutor, she was excited because she helped me with my math, and she was another angel sent by God. Her name was, I don't remember her first name, but her last name was Hernandez. And I call her Miss Hernandez. And we pretty much grew close. She told me I was the sunshine of her day. But she was excited to see my grades because she helped me out so much when it came to math. She was like, "How did you do? Did you do good?" And I gave her my report card all excited, and she looked and she was like, "Oh, it could have been better." It's all right, but it could have been better. Child, I had 2 A's, 1 B, and the rest of them were D's and F's. So when I started school the following year, I had 2 10th grade classes. I had a B in a class, but for whatever reason, I had to repeat all my classes except 2. So I had 2 10th grade classes, and the rest of my classes was 9th grade. I don't know. Things were just messed up. Anyway, yeah, and the summer 2015 was probably about the best summer we had in our whole childhood. Like, we basically just put it to a bunch of summer camps. We went to Dailywood, and then me and my sister Danisha, we went to like this camping summer camp where they took us to some part of Florida or Jacksonville, and it was a camping site, and they had a bunch of camping activities. They had cabinets for us to live in, to stay in, and we was around, like, they had the kids divided based on age. So I think my group was like 13. Wait, no, it couldn't have been 13 because my sister, I think she was 13 then. So it might have been like 15 to 17. I think maybe like in July, early July, we had things wasn't going too well with my foster mom, Carla, and we were taken from her and given to this foster foster couple, Tiffany and what was his name? Antoine? I think that was her husband's name. If you watch this, Miss Tiffany, forgive me. She ain't play about her husband, I can tell you that now. But I think that's his name. Anyway, we was given to them, and things were pretty good with her. She was pretty good with them, and we had a good time or whatever for the most part. And then early August, we was only with her for like a month, which was pretty sad, honestly, kind of. Because early August, my uncle and aunt, they came down to get us and moved us to live with them in Hampton, Georgia. And like, when we got, like, how I know that, like, we knew that God's hands was just over us, just watching over us, because things went by, life went by so fast. Like, we thought that, well, at least I thought we was going to be in foster care for at least a year. It was going to take maybe like a year for my uncle and aunt to get us, but we was only in there for like 8 months, and it just went by really fast. I remember me and my sisters being in my room, and we just like, this is happening because of God. This is all his handiwork, for real. I mean, this is all his working, him working his magic on our lives. And we went down to Lilwood. My uncle and aunt met my auntie's whole family. They're so nice, and they accepted us and made us feel loved and poured all their loves and their hugs. I'll never forget the amount of how much they love hugs, child. Hey, y'all. Poured all their love and their hugs on us. And I got back in the school, started school again. Let me tell y'all, like, I could never register for school without telling my life story. Literally, because I registered for school, and I'm willing to bet my uncle had to explain this too. They'll be like, why do you only have one semester of grades? Okay, you repeated in 9th grade. We can see you ain't do too well last year, but you only took one semester. Why you only have one semester? And I'll be like, because I ain't take the fall semester. And they'll be like, well, why didn't you take the fall semester? And it'll just be question after question after question. Like, when I registered for high school at John Rebar High School down here, I had to explain that. When I registered for my cosmetology class, I had to explain that. When I registered to take classes for my early education degree, which is what I'm doing now, I had to explain that. I'm like, Lord, you just won't let me forget. You just won't let me forget. Like, I hope all the amount of times I had to explain this pays off one day. But yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna just end my testimony there. Living with my uncle aunt, we had a lot of good. Then we had, a lot of ups. Then we had some downs and ups. Then a lot of downs, if I'm gonna be 100% honest. And then my uncle brought me back down here to live in my hometown, Jacksonville, Florida. And yeah, I'm gonna just end it there. Just a little message for any child out there or children out there. God's got you. Like, I feel like because me and my siblings, we allowed God into our lives, because there was nobody in our family to represent Christ. Like, our uncle and aunt, they lived in another state, and at that time we literally seen them like maybe every 2 years. So we really had nobody to show us who Christ is. Wow, just wow. We had nobody to show us who God was. And my family, we didn't go to church, like, at all. Me, my siblings, my parents, my oldest siblings, none of us went to church. As of right now, I'm the only one who is trying to walk this walk. This hard walk, hard but fruitful. I'm the only one that's trying to walk this walk. That's the reason why I'm doing this. And yeah, and when we decided to let God into our lives, he just started moving mountains. He, for real, started moving mountains. I'm thinking about the song. But yeah, but God's got you. Like, I pray for every children out there that had a life like me and my siblings. Goodness. I'm about to get emotional. But I pray for every child out there that had a life like me and my siblings. and God is gonna take care of y'all. One thing about God, he does not play about his kids. He does not play about his children, physically and spiritually. But he's got y'all. But that's the end of my testimony. Thanks for watching. If you want, like, subscribe, whatever. I don't even know if I'll be doing this again. If the Lord tell me to, then I will. But, oh, thank you for watching. Bye.